This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're going to go over the LEMUR travel wallet, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. This is probably the most uniquely designed travel wallet that I have personally tested. I guess I haven't, tested every single wallet out there, but as you can see, it's just a very different design than what you're probably used to. So the exterior is full grain vegetable tanned leather. So it's held up pretty well. As you can see, there are some scuff marks on there. I think it's just kind of in that awkward period when you use anything that's made of leather, where right when you get it for the first few weeks, you can really notice every little scratch and mark on there. But after a while, it's going to kind of all blend in because it gets that nice patina, and you can kind of maintain the leather to maintain that patina and make sure it lasts a long time. So I think it looks a little awkward right now, but overall I like how it looks, and I think over time it's going to kind of continue to get that patina and just look more broken in, if that makes sense. So it holds up pretty well. As you can see, the leather is pretty thin, but I had no worries with thinking it was going to break or anything like that. I mean, I don't know that I've actually ever had anything that was made of leather that was maintained break, so pretty happy with it overall. I should mention that there are 2 versions of this. I believe they both use the same leather. The one version, it comes in a couple different colorways, and the buttons are stainless steel, but this one comes in black and it has black buttons, and those buttons are made of brass. So these just kind of pop on and off, and as you can see, the under portion is also brass, but it is not black, as you can see underneath there. But the buttons feel really snappy. Sometimes these buttons kind of feel cheap to me, and these do not. As you can also see, they're kind of flat. When I first saw a picture of this online, I thought those buttons were gonna kind of protrude too much, but they're pretty flat and they fit into your pocket pretty nicely, but we'll talk about size in a little bit. So as you can see, we have 2 access points here. So the main access point is these top 2 buttons here. So you have kind of 2 buttons, just a little bit added security, so it's not gonna come open on accident. I never had it come open on accident while I was testing it. And as you can see, we have 3 storage areas here. So the front area here, there's 2 slots here for cards. They say you can fit 4 in either side. So depending on your card size, you probably will be able to fit 4 if you have thinner cards. But I thought 3 was more comfortable, especially if you have like metal cards or something like that. So you really can't get any of the cards out except for the first one really without kind of pulling them all out. If you have more cards in there, like right now, because I just have 3, I can kind of slide out which card I want to slide out. So 6 cards comfortably, 8 if you really shove them in there. So the second compartment we have here is for your passport. So we just have a little notebook passport divider thing there. So that's where your passport's going to go. So it slides in there nicely. When you have it closed, it's not going anywhere. In theory, it could pop out. You could weasel your way out of there, but it's not like just gonna come out like on accident, at least in my experience. And then the last place you have here is your money storage. So this kind of like folds out so you can get access to it. And these are all different bills from around the world, and some of the smaller bills might fit without being folded, but in my experience, if you have more than 1 bill, you're gonna have to fold it no matter what. So if you don't like folding currency, this is not the wallet for you, but you can kind of just slide it in there, and that doesn't bother me so much. So the other access point is on the back side here. And from this access point, you have a little bit of access, so you can really access the top card here pretty easily. You can't really sort through the cards like you could from the other access point. You just kind of grab the top one, and it's a lot quicker than going all the way in the wallet and grabbing it out. You can also kind of access the other stuff here as well, so you can kind of slide the passport out if you wanted to, and you can also kind of get to the cash, but it's not nearly as easy as it is as just sticking your finger in there and getting the card out. So this is really just for card access, at least for me in practicality, but you can get other stuff out of there if you want to, but the other stuff is better accessed through this method. So when it comes to packability, this does fit into my front pocket. I typically wear pants with bigger pockets. If you have small pockets, this will probably not fit inside of your pocket. So one thing to kind of note is that compared to other passport wallets that I have tested, this is really not much bigger footprint-wise than your passport is. So when it comes to overall just footprint, it's a pretty good size. It's a very good design if you like a smaller footprint. So if you do want to use this as a front pocket wallet and you have bigger front pockets, if you can fit your passport in your pocket, you probably can fit this, so long as you're not wearing like super tight pants. So when it comes to the width or the footprint there, it does pretty well. Obviously it's going to be a lot thicker because there's a bunch of chunks of leather, but considering how many layers there are of leather and what you're able to fit inside of here with I've got 6 cards in here, passport, and then a couple of bills. I think the width does pretty well too. So you can see it just in my palm here. It will fit into, your sling or something like that, or your coat pocket, no problem. But it just depends what kind of pants you're wearing or shorts, and whether or not you want a big, beefy wallet inside of there. But if you have to carry your passport and you want to put it in your pocket, I think this is a pretty solid wallet because it's not going to take up too much extra space. So when it comes to travel wallets that can fit a passport, one of our most recommended options is the Bellroy travel wallet. So as you can see, it's just a completely different design. This is more of a classic billfold design. Just kind of pops open. You've got space for cards, more space for cards, passport pocket. You can really fit 2 passports in here without too much of an issue. I was able to fit 2 passports inside of here, but I had to take out some of the other stuff I had stored in there. So it's really not a great option unless you're just putting passports in here, and even then it can be really tough to close these buttons. So I would not buy that with the intent of doing that, but some of the former employees here at Packhacker actually traveled with 2 passports inside of here, so we can vouch for that. And it's just more of a classic style. You really can fit quite a bit of stuff inside of here, but it is a bigger wallet, as you can see. I actually think I have it written down here. The LEMUR wallet is 84.96% of the area of the Bellroy travel wallet. So you are saving space. This does not feel very comfortable in a front pocket. You do have a little bit less width. Obviously, I don't have this packed out right now, but you're gonna have a little bit less width. But footprint is what really bothers me when I'm sticking something in my pocket, at least when it comes to the widths of these 2 wallets. So I really do think this is much more comfortable in a front pocket, but you're able to store more inside of here. You also have a spot for a little micro pen here, which is handy while you're traveling, and you can do full bills without having to fold them, and you have a hidden pocket as well, so you can sort your bills. So like if you're coming from America and you're going somewhere where they're using euros or pounds or something like that, you can put one currency in one side and one currency in the other, or just kind of have one hidden behind there. So you don't have to show everybody all the money you have in the wallet. So this is just more of a classic wallet, but you are saving space. And if you are more of a minimalistic traveler and you just want something kind of unique and easy to grab your cards, obviously you have that quick access where you can just grab your card out right there. That's something you don't get from the Bellroy, so this is very unique. So there you have it, the LEMUR travel wallet. Thanks for keeping it here at Packhacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.